movies already.
Listen, where's Bill? Is he finished cleaning out the boathouse yet?
I don't know. I haven't seen him until check out.
I'll have to start painting right away. Well, what about Brenda?
I usually go to the mushroom.
No, I'd rather she paints. Well, come on, let's go. I thought we had 2 weeks.
Come on, I'll show you where you to change.
Okay. Yeah, let me give you a hand with that.
That's right. Oh, that was terrible. Excuse me.
You draw very well.
Thanks. I wish I had more time to do it.
When did you do this?
Last night,
Do I really look like that?
you did last night.
You're very talented.
Hey, Shaggy. What's up? Thank you for the bless you.
You're very good.
Ah.
So what isn't your cup of tea? Particular reason?
Just a problem I have. Another person.
Okay.
I don't know. I may have to go back to California and straighten something out.
Come on. Give me another chance. Stay away. I'll get the place ready. Not Friday, not happy. Put John the bus inside.
All right. Friday. I can think.
Wow. Good work. Ugh, the wing diver stuff. I always had such trouble with that last level. I assume you had a decent loadout with, you know, that weapon that takes 5 full energy bars to reload but does 50,000 points of damage. I think it's 50,000.
Yeah, everybody except that girl that's supposed to handle the kitchen. Anna.
You gonna last those out?
I don't know if we're gonna last all week. I'll tell Steve about this in a...
Oh, I mean, 4.1. It's Thunder Sniper and Rapier. Oh! Yeah, Rapier is great for robots and airships.
That's right. And, lunch, Brenda, I want you to finish up the archery range, okay? Now, if Annie gets here, get her started in the kitchen. Do your best, all right? I'll be back sometime after lunch. If the rain like that, so get as much rain as possible. I don't want to get too far behind.
Next, you're gonna tell us there are poisonous snakes in the outhouse.
Oh god, I love the high-end. There's almost nothing better in the game than the truly high-end wing diver weapons. I think the only thing I like more are the truly high-end tanks. Like that wonderful Gauss tank. Oh.
I don't believe you.
I mean, it's useless against, like, airships, but I love it so much. If only in someday in the future the vehicles were any good in those games. Oh my god, I can't wait for Earth Defense Force 5. I have no idea what improvements they made, but the new monsters look fantastic. I hope there's some tech upgrades, but really, new levels, new monsters, that's all I need. There are pill bugs that look just creepy as hell. Oh, yeah, no. If it sounded like I was talking about the graphics, I absolutely do not mean the graphics. Keep the graphics as low res as they want. I just mean make the vehicles a little easier to control, you know? Make it so all the villains can explode instead of just flopping around. I like flopping around for some of them, but I really love the way they explode into pieces now, and I'd like to see them all exploding into pieces instead of just like the ants and the spiders. Like, I want to see those lizards exploding into pieces. It would be great if the fencer was something other than complete garbage. We should have been lost. Yeah, it's just so slow. Like when the mech suits that the air raider can call in are faster than the mech suit you play as, maybe you don't need the mech suit you play as. Like, what's the point of having that when you could just call in a much better mech suit as the air raider? I mean, I like some of the spike arms, the kind of damage they do and the way they send everybody flying, but you gotta get point-blank range to use them, and the shields are frigging useless when you get swarmed, which is all that ever happens in Earth Defense Force. Like, swarming is literally the name of the game. Well, not literally. You know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, Wing Diver is. I mean, I will always, because my first game in the series was 2017. My favorite will always be Rangers, but Wing Diver is almost my favorite. Yeah, having the ammo pool is really neat. The common ammo pool is actually a really good system. I especially like it if you're playing 2 players, though the Air Raider can give you unlimited ammo and jetpack for 30 seconds, basically anytime it wants, which makes Air Raider plus Wing Diver the best team in the history of video games.
Either that or it's got a very short clone.
Well, at least we know what's for dinner. Oh, that'd be great.
Not back.
But there are apples you can make extra time. I'm sure.
Oh, RE5. Such a cool. It's such a good game. Wesker has one of the all-time great villain deaths. He really earns that death. I love how hardcore he goes out. Falling into lava, blasted to pieces, falling into lava, then blown up by rocket launchers. Oh, it's just so much fun. I recently did a playthrough of all of Resident Evil 5 just using the Magnum. Unlimited ammo Magnum on everything. It's so satisfying. I think I've got a video of it on the channel somewhere. Yeah, no, the open world feel. The focused action of 4, 5, even 4 was more open world. 5 and 6 corridor action is definitely less good. I mean, I know they sold better, but I will always take earlier and now 7 Resident Evil over 4, 5, and 6. I mean, 4 was one of my definitive video games of all time, but it took Resident Evil in a direction that Resident Evil shouldn't have been taken in. That's absolutely the case. Wow. Oh, Zero. I haven't played that since... I didn't play any of the remakes, so I haven't played that since GameCube. My big takeaway from Resident Evil 0 is the guy who gets swamp thinged into a boss, into a monster. I love that. The colony of leeches that thinks it's a man. Ah, so cool. I maintain that's an Alan Moore reference. Oh, you can play as Wesker? That actually sounds like a lot of fun. I think I'd be down for that.
I think we just met Ralph.
That sounds amazing. Does it just come with the character? Do you have to unlock it? Or do you have to, like, unlock it by finding a bunch of, I don't know, medallions?
Steve taught me how to use the emergency generator. Town power line's supposed to be real loud. That must just talk. Emergency generator. Yeah. Hey, who wants to burn this? For me. Oh, here goes. What the hell?
Boom. Okay. That's the ending formatted. Well, the start of the... You know what I mean. The start of the ending. Oh, well, that's cool. What does the new Rebecca look like?
Daddy! I wanted to give him one of your motherly lectures. Eddie's gonna do whatever Eddie wants to do, you know? It's gonna storm. And tear down that valley with the sun.
I've been afraid of storms ever since I was a little kid.
No. Really?
Yeah, I've had this feeling about 5 or 6 times during that thunderstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's raining really hard. It sounds like pebbles when it hits the ground. I can hear it. I try to block out the sound with my hands, and it doesn't work. It just keeps getting louder and louder.
Oh god, that sounds pretty cute. That sounds pretty cute, actually. Oh, crazy murderer Rebecca. I was so happy to see her turn up in the new movie, because there hadn't been any Rebecca in how long? She wasn't in any of the Revelations games, was she? I saw, like, Claire and Jill and a bunch of new characters. Of course Wesker could mix herbs. The man's a scientist. One of the original researchers on the T-Virus project, who then became a SWAT team leader for some reason. God, I love that series. Oh, that's too bad. I really like the movies. I mean, not the live-action movies, obviously. But I think I haven't been disappointed by any of the animated movies. I like the continuing adventures of Leon Kennedy. You know, action government man. And this last one was just amazing. I think it had some pretty fantastic action in it. Oh, right. I'm trying to remember, is Ada... I think Ada's in Degeneration, but I don't think she's in any of the other ones. I could be wrong about that. She might be in the one set in Eastern Europe, but she's definitely not in the new one. Yeah, she's all over 6, though. So, yeah, I could see how you would not be psyched about that. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? RE5 Wesker. Okay, that was my favorite Wesker. You know? Matrix Gun Fu Wesker. Guy who dodges bullets and slides around and punches people through walls. Which is, I guess, also Code Veronica Wesker, but he looks better in Resident Evil 5 with the high-tech bodysuit. Oh, we already got Yakuza of the End. Although that would be a good crossover. I would like to see Kazuma Kiryu fighting Superpower Wesker. do that. Yeah, have some Resident Evil characters show up in a zombie shooting Yakuza game to explain where the virus comes from and introduce the monsters, have some Resident Evil villains turn up. Yeah, that'd be good. I have not seen sci-fi original movie The Cube. It does not sound great. But that's just because, you know, I love movie Cube. Well, not love, but am fascinated by. I don't think it's a great movie. But, you know, definitive Canadian low-budget sci-fi horror. Oh. It's possible. It's the 6 people trapped in a cube. Starring, I can't remember her name from Deep Space Nine. Okay, yeah. There's actually already a game based on Cube. And it's in early access now. It's pretty terrible. I actually met Vincenzo Natali, the writer-director of Cube, once. He seems like a nice person. Actually, I think there were sequels, like Cube Zero and maybe Cube 2, that were co-produced with Sci-Fi, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, Vincenzo Natali seems nice enough. Although he was supposed to read a script by me and never did, so... maybe he was just pretending to... well, no. I mean, maybe he was just being nice and is not, you know, nice. Which I accept. Cube 2 Hypercube, starring Garrett Wynne Davies. TV's for Nick Knight from Forever Knight. He was also in an 3 episodes of 24. Yeah, Cube 2 Hypercube is garbage. Oh my god, what a terrible movie. I could see that. And different people, like in FTL, different people would have different skills that could deal with different random room situations. And there would be some rooms where a certain person would be, you know, guaranteed to get left behind. You know, so you, maybe it would be impossible to play it perfectly just like FTL. You just have to try your best. I'd play that. Yeah, no, I can see that. You just... And then on repeated playthroughs, you'd have different strategies for dealing with the different rooms, and you'd be like, what if I tried this character against that trap? Yeah. Different characters could have different... yeah, like in FTL, there'll be problems that different races have different solutions to, in the same way different characters would have different ways to deal with certain traps. Or ideas for which way to go that may or may not be accurate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what you're pitching is a hell of a lot better than the game that's already out there. Oh, Binding of Isaac. You're the Zelda clone we didn't know we needed. I love it so much. It's so bleak. That's exactly what I'm doing. I can draw a straight line if you give me a ruler, but that is the extent of my artistic abilities. I hired artists to make the teaser take the job, and once this script is done, I'm going to hire artists for the rest of the game. Under no circumstances can I be trusted with art at all. Jeez. Ugh, the problem when you, as a joke, gave every character, all of the female characters, A names and the male characters, M names, is that it is unbelievably easy to get them confused. I don't even know what joke point I was trying to make by doing that anymore. I've just become overcommitted to, you know, a joke that might not even be a joke, frankly. Kevin McLeod? Why am I not recognizing that reference? He's not a demon, he's a ghost. To remember. It's sad. Okay. Okay, that is why. Yeah. I really have to learn more about the indie game community. I'm making an indie game. But, you know, my weird... What started out as a journalistic thing of trying to go in completely clean to every game has honestly morphed into just general lack of interest in the world of making these games, which is not a good road to go down. But I'm working on it. Oh, nice. Then I'm definitely going to check out the Kevin McLeod tracks. Wow. That is pretty intense. That's... I mean, I'm not going to try and diagnose people, but that sounds like schizophrenic talk. Wow. Every time you hear people talking about ideas being stolen out of their heads, I start to worry.
Generator's okay?
It sounded like brain death.
I better take a look.
Yeah, and somebody turned out a light at the archery range.
I can't see anything.
They're off now.
Damn. Okay, that sounds rough. I hope he got the help he needed.
Where is she? She must be the jaguar. Yeah. What is going on?
Come on.
Really think we should go.
I've heard that that there is an incredible, that the stress really does just have an incredibly mind-shattering effect on so many people. Oh, damn. Air traffic control. See, that's the kind of job that I knew never be qualified for. I do not have the nerves for that type of work.
Why don't we just heck out of here? Just get out right now.
It'll be 10 miles to the nearest crossroads. He will be back soon. You can resist it before you get help. Probably some stupid explanation for all this.
Like what?
We'll be back about this tomorrow. We have more accidents, more rapes, more robberies, more homicides, more of everything when it's a full moon. It upsets people.
What, seriously?
Make a science out of coincidence.
Why does he get killed by the Russian mafia because he made a plane crash?
It's a bike with a nervous wreck.
I don't understand the connection there.
That's all I need. Crazy Ralph running around. His rain stopping. This your model last? This is Gary. Roger, acknowledge receipt. Our estimated arrival 15 minutes.
Okay, now I get it. Wow. That seemed like... I'm not saying their writing skills are questionable, but I feel like the pressure of killing everybody in a civilian airliner is bad enough without them needing to gild the lily by, oh, also the Russian mafia will come after you. That seems like, you know, just way too... They've raised the stakes too high, frankly. Oh God, I can imagine. I always, whenever I'm seeing in movies, watching them coordinating the... I mean, I know airfields are different than, say, for example, aircraft carriers. Whenever I see the coordination that goes into aircraft carriers, I'm just terrified. That doesn't seem like enough sleep. I feel like you need more sleep for that kind of job. Although, I guess they give you all the caffeine you want.
What do you think happened?
I don't know. Then I just probably went down.
You want me to come with you?
Why don't you stay here and try and get some sleep? I'll be right back.
Wow. I guess energy drinks make people edgy. That makes sense. Lots of coffee, though? So odd. Oh, wow. So you're surrounded by... Wow. So you're surrounded by pilots. God. Although now I'm thinking about the, John Douglas story. The guy who, you know, he didn't want to get drafted into Vietnam, so he enlisted and went out of his way to make sure that he got a desk job in the Air Force stateside during the Vietnam War. And it's so funny in the book because in his autobiography, because he's like, he doesn't seem to understand that in his own way, he dodged the draft as well. Yeah. See, that's great to hear. I guess you weren't on a track to be a lifer moving higher up into it. Yes. Oh, really? See, I don't know how it operates now. I mean, obviously, all my knowledge about it comes from books and movies. So, I 100% don't understand how they organize troops. So, your staff job was like linked to those flight officers? So do you mean more concerned about literally just making sure everything looked right rather than whether anything was effective? Like as if you just have to pass inspection, it doesn't matter if you're accomplishing anything? Oh, okay. Oh my god, seriously? That is crazy. Yeah, I'd imagine that, being visually squared away would not be that high. But then again, like I always say, I don't know anything about the real life military. God. Giving you, and I assume you'd get written up or some such if your uniform wasn't up to code in incredibly specific and niggling little ways. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. That actually sounds crazy to me. Being out of uniform. As if you showed up to work in an undershirt and shorts. Jesus. Oh. God, I can see how that would drive you crazy. Oh, Mrs. Voorhees. Who could have guessed you were the killer? Oh my God, that's off your sweat glands. Ew. That seems incredibly unhealthy. Oh my God. Yeah, I can see why you're happier to be out. That is madness you're describing. No.
We can go now. I think we should wait for Mr. Christie. That's not necessary. I don't understand. See, Jason was my son, and today is his birthday. Where's Mr. Christie? Well, I couldn't let him live in this place again. Could I? Not after what happened. Oh, my sweet, innocent Jason. My only child.
Wow. Yeah. 4 a.m. That is... I mean, that's when I get to sleep. So... I mean, I know people do wake up for work at that time, but God. That would wear me down pretty quickly. Guess we won't be here. Wait. Oh, I should have been leaving this plot descriptions in. This is bad. No, I'll keep doing it. Cabin, Embers, bedroom, characters. Oh yeah, of course, because if you're just there to, if you're there to support the briefing and when these guys are going up, obviously you can never know when these missions are going to happen in advance, right? Oh. God. Like, that kind of uncertainty must just drive you crazy, especially over such a long amount of time. Oh my God. I guess you're lucky when you got it when you did. And do you think there's some kind of a timeline where if you just spend too much time there, it just gets under your skin? Like it rewires your brain to the point where you can't do anything else? damn. Just the toll that would take on you. Just being hyper alert all the time. Yeah, like that's that level of stress. I'd imagine it's almost impossible to deal with. And now they're giving people mushrooms. Yeah, you know, and you hear that kind of thing, and you think, what is the moment when you realize, you know, this isn't normal and that you need help? And can you get it? See, that's good. I mean, I know a lot of people who will not take, who when they were dealing with depression and PTSD, were just adamant, as you were adamantly, that they weren't going to take a drug. Because they were worried that, A, they get hooked on it, they didn't want to artificially screw with their brain chemistry. You know, people just who have worked through it. And found their own coping mechanisms. Come on, 9 pages. Oh, come on, Tom Savini hands. Great big hairy Italian guy hands. Seriously, they couldn't get her to come back for that one shot? You're the best, Jason's mom. Yeah, that's the diametric opposite of being supportive. Jesus Christ. Mannequin. There we go. Background. Cabin. Basement. Character. See, that's fantastic.
Your folks are on the way out.
Where are you going? Where are you going to go to college for the degree? And honestly, it's just fantastic that you met a friend that close.
Yes, ma'am.
The closest friend I have,
Thought you were dead too.
I got because we both got sued,
Do you remember
which
very much?
we thought was pretty stressful. But no, it's not like your situation at all.
The boy, Jason.
Jason.
In the lake, the one who attacked me, the one who pulled me underneath
Nice.
the boat.
Man, we didn't find any boy.
Can you still face?
Ugh. I'm not writing a script, Danny. That's fantastic. One of my friends from that lawsuit ordeal, she had a close to breakdown when she was in university, so I hopped on a plane out to Nova Scotia, just hung out for a week until she could get through it. It was a rough couple of years, but it's great that you guys still are still close. No. No. DM is, we actually went to high school together, and then, you know, we just kind of knew each other, and we didn't talk for a bunch of years. Then we met at a party again, and I had started screenwriting, and she had just gotten a degree in screenwriting, but she didn't really want to write herself. She just wanted to work as a script editor. I'm like, I need a script editor, and we've been working together ever since. Yeah, actually, my super close friend has only been on the channel once. She is not a video game or even really a movie person that much. crop. Yeah, she'll edit this script, for example, for me. How the hell do you spell mannequin? Ah, there we go. Sad part is I spelled it right up there, so... yeah, so she'll go through this, I guess, 120-page script. Yeah, she was on one of the, she's in one of the Manhuntin' Project videos. She's one of the friends who, you know, never plays video games, so I could guarantee that they would be just shocked and dismayed by Manhunt, which was my goal, because Manhunt is my favorite game. Alright, here we go. I can get to a clown thing tonight. I'm tired and it is 33 degrees in here, but I can get to a clown scene tonight. I don't remember which Manhattan Project it was, though. I don't think it was the first one. Was Ross the first? Anyway, I'll figure it out. It's weird I have almost no friends who play video games. Like, none of my friends are really video game people. Even DM likes video games, but she's just terrible at them, so she only watches video games. It's funny. I didn't have a VHS tape of Friday the 13th for so long. I had like 2 through 9 on tape, and I didn't have the first one because I just couldn't find it. That I had actually forgotten whole sections of the end of the movie Friday the 13th. And so much of the end of the movie Friday the 13th is here at the beginning of Friday the 13th Part 2 that I got so confused when I finally rewatched Friday the 13th. I'm like, what the hell is this scene where she goes into the camp office and then gets a gun and then can't find any ammo and then knocks out Mrs. Voorhees again? Like, what the hell is this? And honestly, it really does hurt the film because it means that there's 2 different scenes where she successfully knocks out Mrs. Voorhees and then like just doesn't tie her up or finish her off or anything. She just runs away. It's pretty embarrassing. Oh, from Jason Takes Manhattan, you mean where he punches Jason, gets his head punched off? That's a pretty boss scene. Oh, that's cool. And you still keep in contact with them over video games? Oh, right, I forgot to cue in how many pages I finished. Oh, Jesus, that's amazing. So let's call it 83 for the first movie. It's 10 pages for the first movie. I'm already 1 page in. Here on the next one. Oh, Kitty Sniper. Are you my favorite character? Probably not. You're not a very good character. You're more of a gimmick than anything else.
Is he dead too?
Out of how many of these
The boy, Jason.
characters are just jokes about anime?
In the lake, the one who attacked me, the one who pulled me underneath the water.
See, that's fantastic.
We didn't find any boy.
Alright, here we go. Think about learning to curl this year. You should totally do that. Yeah, no, that's a great scene. I don't consider Friday the 13th Part 8 to be a great movie, but it's a really funny scene. Teleporting Jason. You're the laziest Jason, but Part 8 is the laziest movie, so there you go. I wonder what my favorite scene from a Jason movie is. Damn, that's tough. I love them all so much. Probably Ted White Jason getting killed in 4 by a shaved head Tommy Jarvis. It's such a boss scene. No, Jason X is the worst. And oh my god, the amount of time I had to wait before seeing Jason X. That film was stuck in unreleased hell for so long. And then when I saw it, it was so awful. Oh, Jason X. Oh, hey, I should have cabin basement dark. Cabin basement light. There we go. Yeah, Jason X was terrible. Like, let's just make a movie. Let's just, we can't get this paperwork worked out for Freddy vs. Jason, so let's just make whatever. And the whatever they came up with was Jason in space. Because it had worked out so well for Leprechaun and the Cenobites. Ugh, ludicrous. Fun fact, we are now, currently this year, in the longest period since they, we are now in the longest period since the, they started making Friday the 13th movies, since there has been a Friday the 13th movie. The previous longest time was between Jason Goes to Hell in 93 and Jason X in 2000, 2001. And now it has been more years than that since the Jason remake in 2009. We are now 8 years away. And I mean, it's a little bit fuzzy because Jason X was made in 2000, came out in 2001. So technically, release date wise, we are still in the 8-year period, but they haven't even started making a new Jason. So it's easily going to be the record. They have just released the game, and the game sold bonkers amounts, like crazy amounts for what it is. Doesn't even have a single player mode, and it's selling like hotcakes. So they have no there's no reason to not understand that there's a fan base for this franchise who want more Jason products. Like, every Friday the 13th that goes by without a Friday the 13th movie out, you're just leaving money on the table that you could have been making. Yeah. But they can't get out of their own ways. You don't even have to make a great Friday the 13th movie. You just have to make a Friday the 13th movie, make it for less than $10 million, and you will make a huge profit. It's not a challenge. Yet they just can't get off their asses to do it. It's very weird. Oh yes, and I didn't answer your question. This is Don't Run Away. Take the Job is the playable teaser for the game Don't Run Away. This is Don't Run Away. which, oh my god, like, I'm putting so much effort into making, like, a stupid critical point. And yet I kind of have fallen in love with the story. Like, I started making this game out of spite. And now I just genuinely enjoy it. Background change. Cabin, basement, light. Now we're going to find out if I can spell hallelujah. I cannot. It is. Yeah, I think when they saw Dead by Daylight worked... Wow, I wasn't even close. When they saw how much money Dead by Daylight had made, they were like, score. Let's just do that, but with Jason. Well, thank you. You had it right. That's true. I mean, it is a step down because all of the killers in Dead by Daylight have, of course, such a varied amount of powers. But none of them have, you know, the cachet of being Jason. Not even Michael Myers has the cachet of being Jason. I mean, Michael Myers was first, but he's not Jason. I think my biggest disappointment of the movie, It, was that Jason wasn't in it. I feel like that's a huge oversight. You should have put Jason in the It movie. What was that reason? Yeah, Spider Monster didn't look great. But Tim Curry's so good in that original one, I didn't care how goofy the stop-motion spider looked. I just loved Tim Curry so much. They did beat him with a slingshot. It was weird. But they had silver, which was magical. Or they believed it was magical. Like, such a huge oversight. In the original, they go to see the werewolf movie, I Was a Teenage Werewolf, and then he appears as the I Was a Teenage Werewolf, and as a mummy to the other kid. You set in the movie in 1989, they can go see Jason Takes Manhattan, and then Richie can get chased by Jason. That would be perfect. Would have been beautiful. But no. Their minds were, too limited. Did I put Al? Okay, I did put Eileen in the scene. Oof. obviously late because I'm losing focus on who's in the scene. Kevin Bacon is the most famous person to have ever been in a Friday the 13th movie. And Tony Goldwyn is the second most famous person to have ever been in a Friday the 13th movie. Kevin Bacon's in a huge amount of the first one. Tony Goldwyn's in just one scene. Yeah, the massive head was a weird visual choice. I didn't much like that. I was largely unimpressed with the performance of the actor too, but that's probably just me bringing Tim Curry into it. Yeah, he's amazing in Tremors. And his absence, it really does hurt all of the sequels to a level where they can never be saved. Like, some of them are fun movies, and I like Michael Gross, but Kevin Bacon makes that movie. God, Tremors is such a good movie. It also has the best story, that he had written a treatment called Land Sharks. And right before he started trying to sell it, the Land Shark sketch happened on Saturday Night Live, and he was like, oh well, put that in the vault until I figure out what to do with it. Oh, crap. Okay, there we are. Okay, so you played, Don't Run Away, sorry, Don't Run Away, Take the Job, right? Okay. Ugh. I've officially lost the ability to remember which character is speaking. Apparently that happens at 2:52 in the morning.
But what is this crap, Ginny? You're supposed to be my assistant. Everyone else got here hours ago.
Said I was sorry.
You did?
Okay. Well, my colors.
Well, you could have called.
College would be told during the working day.
Okay, get your gear stowed and help me outside, okay?
Paul, look. The course starts soon. Well, here I am. I promise you, I'll never, ever be late again in my entire life. Dear.
Yes.
Bullshit, Paul.
Ginny, put your car on the line, okay? Where was I? You're about to leave this question to get it. Right. Okay, look, a few words about safety. Axles, knives, lanterns, saws, they can all be covered. The misuse is the main part of camping. Take care of it. Now, a word of precaution about our friends in the forest. Among other things, it's a bear country. And contrary to what everybody feels, bears are dangerous. That means no food fight. Change off. Always clean your clothing. If you're a woman, don't use perfume. And keep clean during your menstrual cycle. Having trouble? You gotta treat them gentle. Just like kids. Use a little of that child psychology you made me.
Maybe I might want
Who's on using that child psychology on you? You're such a sucker for it.
I don't want to scare anyone. I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason. His body was never recovered from the lake after he drowned. And if you listen to the old timers in town, that's how he's still out there. Some sort of demented creature. Surviving in the wilderness. Full grown by now. Stalking. Stealing what he needs. Living off wild animals and vegetation. Some folks claim they've even seen him. Right in this area. The girl who survived that night at Camp Blood, that Friday the 13th. She saw him. She disappeared 2 months later. Vanished. Blood was everywhere. No one knows what happened to her. Legend has it that Jason saw his mother beheaded that night. And he took his revenge. A revenge that he'll continue to seek if anyone ever enters his wilderness again. And by now, I guess you all know, we're the first to return here. 5 years. 5 long years he's been dormant. He's hungry. Jason's out there. Watching. Always on the prowl for their trails. And to kill. And to devour. Thirsty for blood. So there I was, sitting in this fast food chain, thinking to myself, Scott, old boy, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Hey, I'm striking out all over the place. Well, I think I've got you. Check.
Wrong way down. Check.
Yes.
So what next? Ever get my arm broken on dark? My brain's ponged by electronic rhythm. You're bed.
Boom.
That's all. See you in the morning.
Forest clearing. Okay, come on. Ah! First significant choice scene. You can do this. I'm out of water. Alright, well, that's my reward for finishing this. A liter of water. That sucks as a reward. Ah. Mike. Props. Hatchet. Bear trap. Oh, right, champagne bottle. How could this have gone any worse? My God, I haven't been able to write any evil clown dialogue for like a week and a half. It's been killing me. Now we've reached the evil clown part of the game. They want you for that much. It's just easy. Fucking. It's messy. I'm an evil clown that kills people in the woods. These are the woods. You're a person. Solve for X. Fuck. Yeah. Hatchet. Okay. Song restartment. Choice. Fun fact about Don't Run Away. Almost every character in the game gets a runaway, don't run away choice. And almost all of them. I think Kitty Sniper is the only character who doesn't get a runaway, don't run away choice. And I think other than one of them, every choice has an effect on which ending you get. Okay. Branch 1. Mike runs away. Mike flag. Flag Mike run. Alright, you guys are in for the night. Stop writing the next scene, HOGuru. Get back to the thing you're supposed to be writing.
Oh my god.
What is it?
It's like a
Just come back and tell him.
what do you think did it?
Wild animal, I guess. What are you kids doing out here? You're gonna have to keep your people away from that place, folks. It's condemned. Next time I catch anybody over there, I'm gonna have to run them in. He told us that. Might just get a warrant against you. Oh, really? Look, folks. People say what you're doing with these kids is great. You've got a good reputation. But if I was you, I'd locate in the next county. You're too close. Things have been quiet for 5 years, and that's the way we want to keep it. So do I, officer.
It's weird.
So do I. Okay, you can take off now. I'll talk to you at dinner, all right?
We'll never do it again, sir.
Who saw somebody in the room right at the beginning? Oh, narrator.
You okay?
Should we tell Terry?
I formatted that strangely. Oh, whatever. Alright, come on, house. Okay. Link. Oh, Alice. Solve for X.
I appreciate that. But I'm in training. Suit yourself. How about it? Kelly?
Just
Which one do you prefer?
The one with the pup.
You mean hockey?
Is that pickleball?
What do you want to place?
Position.
Looking for something?
That's just... How is axe a typo? AXE. That's fine.
Your turn. 3 goals and you're gonna lose.
I heard that.
What happened? Did you have to be in a chair?
Motorcycle accident. Paralyzed.
Just your legs. Is everything else okay?
Oh, I do all right. One way or another. I'm in training, remember?
Why am I not saying hatchet?
What does the winner get?
Eh,
What does the little
Yes. What's the other tonight?
I was just about to ask you.
Like having a
It's so fun.
cat. We'll find our own cat. Just give me a few minutes. Okay?
Sure.
You right?
Okay, that's it. If you could hear that clicking, that was my hands doing a lot of breaking. Poor Knuckles. Alright, done and done. Final report on the day's writing. That's 1.5 Friday the 13th movies. I started at page 73. I ended at page 92, so that is 19 new pages of writing, which I think is pretty good for 2.5 hours. I don't think anybody could say that wasn't a worthwhile amount of work. But now I'm exhausted, and I'm calling it. So I've been the Hidden Object Guru, writing a visual novel. Shaggy, thanks for dropping by and helping out with the stream. I honestly am super looking forward to you putting together a cube-themed game, because the world could really use one. That's a beloved cult movie, and the current attempt to make one is frigging garbage. So yeah, that's that. I'm off now. I will do more writing tomorrow. Will I stream it? Probably. I just want to make sure I finish this thing, and I feel like if I do it in public, I'm forced to finish it. And it's my own visual novel, so there's no secrecy issues. You know what? I'm going to stop explaining this and just leave. I've been the Hidden Object Guru. If you have any questions or suggestions, comment section. I am too tired to be doing this. I will see you back here for more content soon. But until then, I'm going to say au revoir.